Everyone's leaving now. Tia's going, Sarah and Megan are going. Tomorrow's taking them to the airport. We've got a beautiful day, another beautiful day. And I'm going to have a tea day, the farm to myself, all day. And we'll try and get back to a little bit of normality. These guys have had a lovely time down in the orchard for the last few days, but it's time for Hoitzer and Yodel and little Jubbers to come back up. And Nika and Ren can stay up there a little bit longer. Jubbers should be following behind. I can't quite see him, but he'll be there somewhere. Back in your little house and garden. I have to say, JB did look a little bit pottery coming up the road, but he had got his muzzle off yesterday, which won't have helped. But it's quite surprising in just a couple of days how much the grass has grown in here. And because it's a little bit higher up, we don't get quite so many flies up here as we do down in the orchard and the bottom fields. And it's back to Fat Camp for Spesh and Mabel. It's being baled. I'm not feeling massively confident about the number of bales that I can see, but it is what it is. We've got 30 left from last year. Ideally we need about 100, and I know that this field isn't going to do 70 bales. So we'll go ahead with cutting the 14 acre. Try and just keep the better stuff off that field. Morning, Annie. Good morning. Oh, you look sleepy. Have you had a busy night? Mind you, I did hear Maybelline out with you last night. And there she is. a little Floppy Doo and Maybelline. And we've got a Twixie over there. Good morning, Twix. I'm assuming you want breakfast first. And we've got a little Nero. A Princey, a little Papa Smurf. Hello, gorgeous boy. Hello. And then poor Spesh, who's been abandoned by Mabes. That's one of the jobs for today, to fix their other bit of electric fencing, because it's not electric. And then you can stay in fat camp, can't you, Mabes? They're tucking into a little bit of chicken this morning. They do love their pouches. Dee was looking a little bit worse for wear this morning. She looks like she might have had a bit of a rough night. But they're munching away, so that's good. Sandy and George have come to visit. Because Sandy, you couldn't come along to Mum's funeral, could you?
No.
No, you had a little mishap. Or quite a big mishap.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. That involved you going in the air ambulance and having to crawl along the ground to get help.
Yes, which Maisie did for me by barking brilliantly and staying by my side the whole time to look after me. She knew something was horribly wrong, but she just kept woofing, and then a fisherman came and saved me. So
Yeah.
All is well, and I'm on the mend, so that's the main thing.
It is the main thing, but you've brought something very beautiful along with you as well, haven't you?
Yes.
Let me pan round. Now, we've had some beautiful roses and some gifts for Mum, but this one is particularly special. Not only is it in Mum's favourite light pink colours, but it's actually called the Sylvia Rose. And you used to speak to her about her garden quite a lot.
Yeah, and gardens and in the past that she'd had, and gardening, and just normally when I was waiting for Tracy, if she was out with the horses or something, or she was coming back from somewhere, and she'd just make a cup of tea and we'd just talk about lovely gardens, and she'd show me around here, and she'd show me all the wildflowers as well as the established garden type flowers. So yeah, we had some lovely times talking, so I thought she should really have her own rose to be here.
Well, it's beautiful. Thank you both very much. And Tamara's going to decide whether we go front garden or cottage garden.
Yeah. And it
She'd
smells
love
lovely. Yeah, she would absolutely love this.
Freya and I have been fixing the girls' fencing today. Through there, that's now electrified. And then we've just been putting some markers in for where ideally we want the track to go through this top field. So you can see all the black electric fence posts. So we're looking at having a nice sweeping path down from the top, curling round here and down to that little area that gets very boggy at the moment where we've got the feeder. So if all of that soil can be scraped back down to rock and then levelled out, it gives a nice feeding station and then a good trackway that's wide enough for a couple of horses to move along and turn around without getting zapped by the electric fencing that we'll need to put in here. And it's on an incline, so it will help with their fitness. And then eventually, next year, we'll continue the tracks through this top field and up onto the very back here and down through this field as well. And up into the woods behind the lodge, down across the back of the arena and all the way back round to the main yard. But as I say, that's a job for next year. For this year, we're just going to start on the track through this field and the one through to the Hoytzer and Jubbers garden. And then in the Hoytzer and Jubbers, we've got the post going up to the tree, giving space either side of it so that they've got room to eat from the tree. And then coming up here, across, into the tree, up the top there. It's been so super hot today. These guys have been stood in the barn a lot of the time. I've just come out to Annie and she's actually breathing quite heavily. But somebody said to me the other day, would we consider taking these rugs off? But actually, they're very breathable. So even though she is hot, she's not sweaty underneath it. And they're actually really good at repelling some of the heat that they'd probably feel a little bit more if they didn't have them on because of their black coats. But as you can see, she's puffing quite hard. And that is just down to the heat. So this is a little bit more than she would usually be doing, even in this sort of heat. So I'm going to keep a little bit of a close eye on her. But she's in the barn, and because they are all old stone barns, they do tend to stay that bit cooler in here. Even little Smurfy's puffing away. Cold shower to the rescue. Just had the hose on her for a couple of minutes now and she's stopped the heavy breathing. So hopefully she'll feel a little bit more comfortable now. You know, some feel the heat more than others, and she's always been one who doesn't do so well when it gets really hot. This is hopefully nice and refreshing for her. I might even stand under it myself in a minute. We don't get heat like this generally, and I think we've only got it for a couple of days. Not like the south of England that I think is being hit with this for much longer. Generally up in the north, we stay a few degrees cooler. Annie's had her cold shower now and she's feeling a lot more comfortable. She's still stood in the barn here without her rug until she dries because of the problems that she has with the skin on her chest. We have to be very careful about putting a rug on her when she's wet. But I've just popped some of this aloe vera jelly on there, which was very kindly sent to me by Maureen. Now, I have used the aloe before on her, as well as a million other different products, including changing her diet to try and sort out this problem that she has. But I have to say, I've never found anything that worked. So, as I say, Maureen, I'll use the cream because it's certainly not going to do any harm. I'm a big fan of aloe myself and it's very soothing. But yeah, if anyone else has any miracle cures for what we can do for Annie's chest, then by all means, put your suggestions in the comments. I should just add that we have had Sam look at it several times over the years, and what she gets is these little sort of blisters that pop up all around the side of her neck, all around the front, and they get more angry and irritated when it rains and if she has something rubbing against her. But because she is so sensitive to all the midges and flies, she has to wear a rug to protect the rest of her. Otherwise, she's constantly shaking like this and itching. The very slightest little thing that lands on her, you can see how she's twitching there. She feels it. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Thank you, Smurfy. Am I not talking about you? Are you nudging me, you cheeky boy? I haven't got anything for you. Honestly, you're so demanding. Any ideas? One of the only things I haven't tried is the salt therapy rooms, which I think I mentioned last year. But, you know, I'm all for healing things from the inside out rather than using lots of topical lotions. So as always, we welcome any comments or suggestions that you have. And hopefully there might be one or two of them in there that we've actually not tried yet that will work the miracles on Annie's skin. Last job of the day, quite a satisfying one. Not really what you want to be doing on a really hot sunny day, but it's beginning to cool down now. And this is all the wood that came out of the ship and once it was demolished that needed to be got rid of before all our house guests start arriving, because we certainly don't want to be having bonfires and smoking them out. And I believe from tomorrow that we do have back-to-back bookings over the next couple of weeks, which is great. So there's going to be lots of people coming in and enjoying the farmhouse and those beautiful views over the valley without getting smoked out.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful, yeah. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears. Thank you for the moments that we hold dear. Thank you for the love, thank you for the light. I'm grateful every day. You make my world so bright, oh so bright. The world can be a crazy place, with valleys and with peaks, but you bring joy into my life. Turn frowns into cheeks, through all the ups and downs. You've been my